since the beginning. Laura Vasquez and Selena Carr are adoptive parents themselves. So when they found out the boys were missing, they say they did everything they could to help. They also say they cannot understand why Trezell and Jacqueline would do anything to harm the boys.
We thought of 1,000,001 reasons and couldn't put our fingers on any of them. None of them. We love our two girls like if we birthed them ourselves.
They say while the jury could not come to a decision for one of the boys, the 5 out of 7 counts are still something to celebrate.
A guilty verdict on, second-degree murder is probably the best thing that could happen right now, rather than having nothing, no, not guilty.
For biological family members like Rosanna Wills, the verdict Friday has been a long time coming.
Just glad that we came to a guilty verdict because it's been a long journey, and everybody been waiting for this day. Everybody knew that, from the beginning that something wasn't right.
Family friends like Keisha Stevenson say what's important is that the West will have to think about what they did.
We know that they got to deal with that every night while they sitting in that cell, that they have to deal with that.
Those we spoke with also say the fight continues as the search for the boys' bodies goes on.
It's still not over. The bodies still haven't been found, so we're not going to stop until they're found.
Justice for the boys. Still, where are the boys?
We got justice, but we still don't have the children. We haven't found their bodies. We haven't done any of that. We're still going to be searching. We're still going to be looking.
It don't stop here because we still don't have no bodies.
And for Wills, tonight, she says she will finally be able to get rest.
Finally get to close my eyes and know that justice has been served. After 2.5 years of just out there, everywhere, trying to get answers and stuff. Yes, I will get my sleep tonight, finally.
And since the boys went missing, people have continued to gather on the 21st of every month to find them. And they say this month will be no different until Orrin and Orson West's bodies are found. Live in downtown Bakersfield, Brianna Willis, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
All right, turning gears here, taking a look at our forecast once again. Starting with a look at the radar, this has been kind of a trend for us this week. We've seen quite a bit of activity, mainly just north of Kern County. But as you can see, we had a couple of those showers pop up briefly here in Kern, and that's going to continue to be possible through the weekend and into early next week. We're also going to be tracking more heat in the forecast through the weekend. Temperatures in Bakersfield still in the 90s, but we do have a really nice cool down on the way too. We'll time that out for you coming up later in the show.
Things are heating up across the state, but with those rising temps, we're also seeing a rise in scam attempts against PG&E customers. 23 ABC's Ruby Rivera joins us now live in studio to bring us the details on how the scam artists work and how to make sure you're not duped out of your money. Ruby.
That's right, Mark. According to PG&E, there have been 19,000 reported scams in this year alone. Those calls costing customers nearly $342,000. PG&E saying it's the result of scammers getting more creative with their lies and less effective at scaring the public. PG&E says there have been more than 400 scam calls reported in Bakersfield this year alone. Breaking that number down, January saw 22 reported fraud cases, February saw 162 cases, March had a bit of a decrease with 138 cases, and April saw 104 reported cases. PG&E says the most common tactic seen is scammers threatening to shut off utilities if payment isn't made immediately over the phone. The utility says a call like this would never come from any of its employees.
Yeah, customers should know that they're never going to receive a phone call from us with no prior warning saying, hey, we're going to disconnect your power unless you pay immediately. That there's several warning notices that go out, and that's just not our process.
PG&E says these types of scammers don't target anyone specifically. However, the older population and low-income people are more prone to these scams. The utility urges people to pay more attention when payments are due or have already been made, and to keep in mind that it will never ask you for your personal information over the phone or ask you to pay with a gift card. It's important to note PG&E says scam callers have also learned how to fake their caller IDs to read PG&E and advises customers to pay close attention to what's being asked of them. For a full list of scam precautions, visit our website, turn23.com. In studio, Ruby Rivera, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Ruby, thanks so much. As part of American Jewish Heritage Month, 23 ABC's Corey O'Leary visited the director of the Chabad of Bakersfield. The visit about finding out why she and her husband decided to open the Jewish Community Center here. Here's Corey, who joins us in studio tonight. Corey.
Directors of the Chabad of Bakersfield. Schlanger grew up in Brooklyn in a Hasidic community and knew one of the most influential rabbis in the Hasidic Chabad movement. The Hasidic movement started in the 18th century by the Baal Shem Tov, who introduced the concept that focused on the joy of Jewish faith.
And my Jewish faith makes me who I am. I'm a therapist, I'm a teacher, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, and my faith is embedded in all of those roles. It's not separate from who I am. Our Judaism shouldn't just be this burden we carry, but it should be joyful and beautiful to us and meaningful.
The Baal Shem Tov's disciples created the Chabad movement. The word Chabad is an acronym of 3 Hebrew words: wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Building upon this was Rabbi Menach Mendel Schneerson, who became the leader of the Chabad movement in 1951. He created the concept of Chabad centers, and Esther Schlanger grew up in the same Jewish community he led in Brooklyn.
We're Jewish communities in America, but the practice and the joy really was waning. So he started the idea of opening Chabad centers all over the world, really to reinvigorate the Jewish communities.
And they're still being sent all over the world. But Schlanger tells me that one common misunderstanding is that those who open Chabad centers are missionaries and are hoping to convert people.
On the contrary, so Judaism does not believe in proselytizing. We believe that every person, you and I, we're both born to a specific family for a purpose. I'm not better than you, you're not better than me.
Shortly after their marriage, Schlanger and her husband were hoping to open their own Chabad center, and the head of the Chabad on the West Coast told them that they should open one in Bakersfield.
We're here to bring Judaism to Jews and reinvigorate their Judaism.
Schlanger emphasized the way that people practice Judaism is unique for everyone. For example, some Jewish people choose to eat kosher.
There are some basic laws of kosher that the Torah tells us, which includes not eating certain animals, not eating certain fish, not mixing milk and meat. So that's very basic.
Schlanger tells me that in Judaism, family is extremely important and that the home is a place of faith in addition to the temple. This can be shown in many different ways, such as having a mezuzah.
This is actually a scroll, a parchment scroll, and on that scroll is a Hebrew prayer, and we believe it's a spiritual protector. My faith is my everything. It's my life.
Schlanger told me that the Chabad acts as a community center, and recently the Chabad of Bakersfield opened the Central Valley Holocaust Memorial, which aims to educate the public about the Holocaust. In studio, Corey O'Leary, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Corey, thanks so much. A big moment for local students as the community comes together to bring some music to campus. Why officials say it's so important to kids living north of the river. Plus this.
My values don't align with the values that I see in the state right now.
Lifelong residents in some deep red states now reconsidering their options as they say recent attacks on abortion rights are a step too far. That story is still ahead.
All right, taking a look at your forecast here. We are in for another warm weekend. More of the same compared to where we were today. Maybe a touch cooler this weekend, but we made it to 95 today. We are not going to drop out of the 90s this weekend. We will drop out of them soon, though. We have a really nice cool down heading our way. Not really this evening. As we head even toward about 11 o'clock, we're still hovering around 80 degrees. So it's going to be another warm night here. And again, we're not going to see a lot of movement in our temperatures for tomorrow. Going 93 in the valley, 89 at the Kern River Valley, 97 tomorrow over in the desert with some moderate air quality. So we're staying warm for now. We're also staying with some rain chances in the forecast. We showed you at the top of the show some pop-up showers, even a couple thunderstorms in the Sierra Nevada. That's definitely possible again tomorrow. In fact, we expect that to be a little bit more widespread tomorrow. Looking at the SBC's storm outlook, anywhere shaded in green has the potential for a shower or thunderstorm, or a thunderstorm, I should say. And Futurecast definitely confirms that, as we head into